not sure if it's actually recording voice yet, but as you can see, this particular data set um, was from 2014. It's now 2016, and this data set was from 2014. And this site was also surveyed in 2011. The 2011 benchmarks uh, did not fit on the resurvey in 2014. So the crew asked me to take a look. What I found was the 2011 data was very iffy. I couldn't get anything to fit as far as basically all three benchmarks. I couldn't get any of the distances from 2014 to match 2011, and therefore nothing fits. So GCD is not will not work properly. But what we still can do, I mean, there's many other metrics that are still be good, just not GCD. So I've taken all of that data from 2014 in Foresight. I moved it to UTM in Foresight. So the problem with doing it that way is that the job data moves, the raw data does not. So this is a good example of working with any type of data that is not going to properly go into the toolbar. So I'll show you how to do some manipulations to get things to work. As you can see, I've already created a database. So we'll start from there. This is the topo points file. I exported this text file from Foresight. This is the DXF, obviously with the breaks lines. So first thing I need to do is get these topo points in a shapefile platform. And I've created an import XYZ tool. It's basically just a combination of file, add data, add XYZ. And this is the correct spatial reference or coordinate system. And here the file, this tool is just reading the first line or the header, which I've already identified. And looking down here at the coordinates, you can see we're in something other than assumed. This is UTM 10N. Okay, now process. Now we will actually process the raw file. But what you'll see is it will calculate coordinates in the assumed coordinate system, which we don't want. So if I zoom to layer, oops, wrong. Oh, it's over here. Zoom to layer. Here's all the points. Look at the coordinates down here. And it is assumed. But what did calculate correctly are these error values and the station. And I want these values for my FIS when we do the change detection. So yeah, looking back, we can't do change detection, but we can looking forward. Hopefully, we will be able to in 2016 or possibly it would be 2017, actually, 3 years from the 2014 data set. So I can fix all of this with a tool. ID. So here you're matching the point number fields. In that text file, it was called ID, but it's the point number. And then what do you want to output? I want all these values, and I'm also going to output the point number so that I can verify it matches from the two different shape files. There, it's finished. Now in the topo points, which has the correct coordinates, the wrong headers, but we can fix that here in a minute. But we have the correct coordinates. Now we have the vertical and horizontal errors. I'll also edit this point because the error values are not 1 meter. So I'll change that to 0. And another thing about this file, you see, need some editing here. Break line 1 will not go through the champ tool. BL3 and 2 will not go through the champ tool. So I have to edit all these codes. So I think I'll do that now. You don't really have to watch me do that. I'll give you a quick demonstration, I guess. So you have to be in edit. It's topo points. So that one will change. Changed. So I'm just going to go through this and clean up these codes. So you'll take a timeout. Okay, so I edited all of these codes to make sure they go into the toolbar. One thing I wanted to mention was make sure the ID field or the point number field match. That was the whole idea here. So I'm looking good. I was going to edit this. All right, now we need this. Right, this has all of our good data. We need it in our toolbar or in the geodatabase. Remembering we already have this file, but we need when we import this topo points, it has to have the exact name that's shown here. QAQC underscore raw points. And the handy thing is we can fix all the field titles here.
So you're not putting your archive version 5.22 for anything? I got something for you. PyCharm. I found a new spider. Come check this out. The thing that's cool about PyCharm. You probably can. What's cool about PyCharm? So let's see if I can remember. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know if Spider does this too. It could.
Alright, just reviewing point number, point Y, point X, point Z description, point num. I don't really care about this. I'll actually get rid of it. I've already verified these two are the same.
You can choose your Python implementation. So automatically.
Okay, QC.
Yeah.
Okay, everything looks good. Yeah, remember, we're still here in assumed coordinate system, right? So let's move over to reality and remove this, and look at our nice, beautiful new file. So I now have all the correct header names or field names that will be compatible with Champ tools, as well as the proper uh, shapefile name. And so if this shapefile is not correct, the name of it is not correct, what happens is when you try to load survey data, it won't load. This shapefile has to have this name exactly. But don't think that's the only limit. The fields also have to be the correct name and the correct type, or at least the correct type.
So you can like click up here. So I have Anaconda. This is the
Now
arch, I
loading
guess.
my break
I
lines.
don't need to type in these. If I
Tool
put select
station.
this one and use my archive. No, I know what
This should
happens
run
too.
perfectly.
But
There might be one or two points in the error points, but that's it. So now it's importing. I'll take a timeout.
yeah.
Okay, the data imported, so let's have a look at it. Of course, we want to check our points. Things looking good. Basically, I'm looking at the information, the field titles. Does the data look reasonable? One thing about the Champ tools, it does not load the X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to show you, there's a real handy tool, simple, and I do this a lot when I'm checking files.
18 total.
Search.
But he said it might start.
And this will run and add the X, Y, and Z to the topo points, or any shapefile.
It's the first session in the morning, so sometimes they're like this.
There it is, X, Y, Z. So we wanted to check the error points. Yeah, there's a couple in there. One break line, it must be space break line, that's why it didn't get picked up. So we could edit this and run the tool survey data check tool. But this data will load properly now, or work properly now.
Maybe not, I don't know.
So we don't need to do coordinate transformation. We've already done that. That's what I did in Foresight. Right, we're already in our UTM-10N, so we can go straight to the create survey extent. After that, just continue on with the tools. And that's it for this video. importing data sets that are not, let's say, gone through the normal pathways to get prepared for the champ import. Anything oddball can be brought in this way. Bye.